Bienvenido a España, everybody. Welcome, and more specifically, to La Fenasosa Bike Park, just above Alicante. Now, have you ever been out for a trail ride, and no matter how prepared you are, your bike's broken and you just can't quite fix it? Well, fear not, 'cause today I've got some great on-trail maintenance hacks to get you home safely. So, without further ado, let's dive on in. Right, let's start off with tubeless tyre systems. Now, tubeless tyres and the whole system around it has come a long way over the years with inserts, thicker, sturdier, stronger casings like the Enduro casing tyres I have on this Mazda right here. Alas, punctures still can be a thing, albeit a rarity, and slicing open the sidewall or the top of the tyre does still happen, which is very, very annoying. So say that happens and you do have an inner tube to, fix it and keep you riding, that's amazing. But oh no, there's a massive slice in the tyre and the inner tube's poking out of it when you pump it up, which could obviously give you another puncture. Well, the tyre boot is what you need here. Now, legit tyre boots are available. People like Park Tools do make them. But if you're out on the trail, let's face it, it's pretty unlikely that you just carry these around with you in your pack. And this is where just a sweet wrapper or like an energy bar wrapper or something like that, piece of plastic even that you sadly might find out on the trail, can be used just to put on the inside of the tyre as a makeshift boot, and it just will stop anything pushing out of the hole and hopefully will do the job to get you home. And I definitely know it does because me and Neil have even used it. Now you might be wondering why I've only got one shoe on. There is a perfectly logical explanation, I promise you. Now, if you're a clipless pedal user like myself, you'll notice that the cleat that's in the bottom of your shoe should always have 2 bolts in it. If it hasn't, we got us a bit of a problem. So you might notice that one day there's a bit more play in your shoe, a bit more float if you like, or that you're struggling to unclip altogether. And that could be because you've lost a bolt in the bottom of your shoe. Disaster. What do? You're out on the trail, you've got no bolt, you're not gonna make it home, you could die, you might starve. These are all scenarios that could cross your mind. Fear not, I've got you covered. A rotor bolt, if you've got a 6-bolt rotor in your wheels, is a perfect replacement. It doesn't fit quite exactly like the tapered head like these bolts do, but it does go in there and can get you home and avoid being eaten by wolves. Winner. Oh no! Something's come loose and I don't think I've got the right size Allen key. I'm at a critical stage in this ride. Times are perilous and I don't think I'm gonna make it. What am I gonna do? Fear not, fellow riders, because if you haven't got the right size Allen key, singular, you might be able to make it up out of multiples. So say a crank bolt's come loose and you need an 8mm, you don't have one. Uh-oh, what are you gonna do? Quick maths, 5 + 3, 8. So yes, maybe you could put 2 Allen keys together to at least be able to nip it up tight, say, to get you home. Same with a 4 and 2 if you need to make a 6mm, and I will let you do the rest of the maths. But yeah, a great little hack that you can use on a multi-tool to hopefully get you home. You've been unfortunate enough to get a puncture and your inner tube is flat as a pancake, possibly even flatter. It's not holding air. You've got multiple punctures. What are you gonna do? Well, here is a great little hack. It's definitely a hack because this is probably only good enough to get you home. If you have got lots of holes, say you've snake bited it and they're massive slices, well, you can actually tie a knot in the inner tube. Now, there's 2 ways of doing this. You can actually tie a knot in it like this. Boom, pump it up, ram it in the tyre. It ain't pretty, but it will get you home. Having said that, oh my gosh, I can't even undo it. That's not working. Undo it if you can. Oh, hang on. Oh my God. Cut. Now the other way, instead of tying a knot in the tube like this and making a smaller loop, no, we're gonna actually cut it instead. So where all the holes are, slice the inner tube in half there and then tie a knot in either end and just thread it around that way as well. It isn't gonna hold air completely tight or anything like that, obviously. In fact, you'll be very lucky if it holds much air for very long, but it could just be long enough to get you home and back to the butty van. Because let's face it, you're gonna need one after dealing with that. Unfreaking believable. I cannot believe it, Nick. It's unbelievable. I tell you, the worst has happened, cameraman Nick. I've snapped a bloomin' gear cable, and you'll never guess what? I'm not prepared enough to have a spare. Who is? Not me, that's for sure. We've got quite a way to go because it's not even all downhill to get back to where we're staying, which means I'm gonna have to fix this somehow, but how? Yeah, don't panic, people. This is not a worst case scenario, being stuck in your hardest gear to get you home. There is a way out of this using the aforementioned snapped gear cable. So whip the gear cable out of the shifter and bring it on down the back. So automatically, once you've got no gear cable in there, your mech is gonna drop into the hardest gear. Now what you can do, pop the bit of outer here out of the way, thread the gear cable through this part of the mech so that the knobbly end of the gear cable sits inside there. And all you gotta do is push that mech to where you want it, pick what gear, somewhere in the middle, something like that, maybe 5th or 6th, and then just clamp it back up and then reel up and curl up the end of the gear cable so it's not flapping around and catching in your wheel. And that should hopefully be enough to get you out of the stickiest of situations. Well, there we have it then, some amazing trailside hacks to hopefully get you home and out of the worst spots of bother that you can possibly been in. However, have I missed any? Have you got any great little ones yourself? Well, if you do, let me know in the comments down below. Sharing is caring, people, and it could help someone out of a sticky situation, which we don't want to be in. As always, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, hit the old like and subscribe buttons. Show some love to the channel, and we'll keep bringing you banging videos every single day. But for me, for now, from La Fena Sosa, see you later.